When I was 8 years old, I was molested. I was molested at a family gathering in the basement while everyone else is chattering upstairs, having fun in an environment I thought I would be safe and I wasn't. And I thought that because of so many people that were around, someone would come downstairs and stop what's happening. And it didn't. Nothing happened. And to the people that may not understand why survivors of rape and sexual assault at times don't fight back. Well, you have to understand that there are three psychological responses that are honestly automatic and we don't have a lot of control over. Two of those people are very familiar with, being fight or flight, but the other one people are less familiar with is freeze. And it's exactly what happened to me. I probably could have made it away. The individual was not the biggest or the heaviest, and I was a sizable 8-year-old, I'd say. All I remember is laying there on that carpet, just staring at the light coming from the stairway that leads downstairs to the basement. Because I guess I was expecting anyone to come down those stairs at any second. And no one did. And you have to realize that survivors are dealing with more than just the trauma of being violated, the trauma of having your sovereignty stripped away, your status as a fellow human being being diminished, all those things. But especially the ones that maybe could have turned down a drink or turned down these pills or whatever that didn't, or whatever it might be. There's this guilt that you have to wrestle with that is a unique kind of guilt. And especially for those that freeze and have to ask themselves for years, why didn't they do anything? You know, I didn't think I'd be publicly saying this to the beatbox scene. There's been beatboxers that have known what happened to me when I was a child. I've had so many great friends come out of this scene. So many people that I hope are trustworthy. You know, they haven't proven me wrong yet, the trust in them, but some of you in this community did, and that's why all of this is happening. You know, a lot of it started back when our 2017 American champ, One Known, hardly started, but it becoming a bit more of a conscious thing in the community in terms of predators being afoot. When One Known decided he would give up his status as a human being that I respected and hurt my friend, that was kept kind of hush hush, not out of a sense of protecting him. Those that knew didn't say anything out of respect for the victim, not out of respect for him. You know, and if you're one of my fans, who hype me up, but then you go on the alleged victim of unknown posts and you're commenting on their stuff in a way that delegitimizes what they've been through, what they're fighting for, and what they stand for, then I don't need you as my fan. You know who you are. I've seen you in my comments. I've seen you in their comments. Just because you're a fan of her alleged attacker doesn't mean you go into her comments and you start talking like that. We don't do that. We don't stand for that. We don't stand for that. I see people trying to delegitimize Gene's story and not take it as seriously, I guess, because of his decision to, wear like cuter clothes and maybe present in a way that might be a bit more feminine than some people might be comfortable and all this stuff. So, one, that's just not okay. Period. But two, perhaps someone like me, who is obviously presenting in a way that is very much so straight and identifies as very much so straight, and there's no questions being made by the attire that I wear per se, and the such, and that doesn't cloud how anyone might feel about what I'm going to say. Perhaps people actually, take what I'm saying seriously and are taking this issue seriously. And I hate the fact that I have to hope for that. And I would hope that you would take things seriously before Gene said what he said. Before Gene decided to be vulnerable. And I commend him for that. And we don't deserve Gene, bro. This scene doesn't deserve Gene, especially the way that he's been being treated recently. We don't deserve him, and we're lucky to have him. Yeah. And that is actually one of the reasons why I made this video. This video was initially actually planned on being made weeks ago, because this weekend is the anniversary of, it's a 2-year anniversary of the weekend after 2019 American Champs, when, the weekend after that Champs, I had a complete mental breakdown that resulted in severe self-harm that lasted over a span of 2 days. I believe every one of those scars are yet to heal. There is a unique thing about this beatbox art form that has helped me throughout so many things in my life, and I've been depressed and suicidal basically since I was 8 years old. I can say that these last couple of years I've been in the best mental health shape than I've been in my entire life. And beatboxing has always been key in bringing me out of those dark pits. This community has always had people in it that have just helped me through so many hard times. And to see that, yet again, another champion in our art form, not just some, quote unquote random that came to an event, a champion in our art form has now allegedly raped someone at GBB. And on top of all that, I woke up at 2:47 in the morning a few days ago to find out that someone I consider to be one of my closest friends in this scene, a artist that I respect higher than most, an artist that I believed in, who I still believe has so much talent, and it's disappointing that they would do what they've done when they have the talent that they have. it's even more disappointing that they are an American, and it's even more frustrating and disappointing and annoying and angering that they are a champion as well. Only reason why I'm not saying your name is out of respect for the survivor that would not like your name to be said publicly. You know who you are. I messaged you to tell me straight up what you did, and you didn't do it. You were not honest with me. You being honest on that first chance could have possibly made it so I could maybe respect you enough to try and get you to find help and help you to help yourself. Maybe. That's a strong maybe. I might have been able to reach out a hand to help you help yourself if you were honest with me what you did. Because what you did wasn't Thomas Sakura bad. But it wasn't good at all. And I'm still pissed at you for doing it. That's 3 champions. That those that know of. You know, a lot more people know about the one known thing, but it's still kind of not known too much throughout the scene. Way more people are finding out now about the Thomas Sakura thing, even though a lot of people in the scene, including myself, knew that he had accusations and allegations against him way before GBB. And I remember watching GBB in a Discord group call with a bunch of homies and being like, why is he there? Why on earth did Swiss let him there? Why? I can't fathom that they didn't know. If they try to act like they didn't know, they're capping. It's pure cap, because there's just organizers of the communities of entire countries knew and were not letting this man be involved in anything. If the organizers of multiple scenes know about this dude, some of the biggest beatboxers in the scene know about this dude, and they contacted you, Swiss, yes, I'm saying it. You were contacted by people multiple times. You wonder why there were so few notable female beatboxers at GBB. A small protest happened. Not a lot of people know about it. A small protest happened where a lot of people did not come to GBB because he was going to be there. And it's not just about like, oh, it's a small protest, whatever. It's about what if they actually felt like it was going to be a safe event. Maybe they would have shown up. So I'm sick of these champions spitting all over this art form that's meant so much to me. I'm sick of head organizers and leaders in the scene like Swiss Beatbox just being absolutely insensitive and selfish and irresponsible with the knowledge that they had that they refused to do anything with. I'm disappointed and pissed off and sick of the European beatbox scene, not as a whole, but a lot of your champs that I will not say because I cannot. There's a lot of people that are super skilled out of Europe that have done so many messed up things that so many people don't know about, and it's only come out recently. And I for one personally have had to deal with not only close friends engaging in predatory behavior, but people that were heroes of mine. And finding out about all that over the last couple of days has left me stunned. I am sick of all these people that have shaped beatboxing into what it is in the modern era, which, if you think about it, are those that win the championships and the Europeans that run the biggest. This isn't a shot at Europe, this is just the facts. You guys run the biggest competitions, and individual champions of countries and stuff that go to these international battles and things like that, or these, high ranked people in their countries and stuff that especially go to these international battles. It's them and Swiss that have really changed the scene the most and made the scene what it is like today. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick that these are the people that have made the scene what it is today. I'm sick of the fact that somebody that was in the head, like leading this new generation of beatboxers, is one of them. I'm I'm just disappointed and pissed off at so many people. It's insane. With all that being said, America, North America, I'm gonna just talk to y'all real quick. That continent, this continent, North America, because I'm a group Canada in with us. Not just put it all on America, but I'm just gonna say it. We're the best, bro. We have the most GBB champs. Regardless of all that stuff, bro, the source comes from us. We are the source of this art form in this continent, primarily, of course, in U.S. But we cannot drop the ball. We cannot fumble the bag the way a lot of our leaders in this scene have done for years. We cannot do it. We owe it to all of our OGs and those that came before us to do more, do better, and do right by people. And on that note, I had the unique displeasure yesterday of watching a live stream where American beatboxers, some of the best in the world, were talking about solutions. Them being men talking about times where they may have not been the best example. It's not like they were doing something like violating a woman or anything like that, but it's very possible they just weren't being the example that they needed to set just to help create a safer and better environment. And while they're doing the right thing, which is admitting where they were wrong and what they are going to try to be doing in the future to make things better, there's one of the 2 to 3 reasons why I started beatboxing, who is a female. Well, I say why I started beatboxing seriously. They are female, and they are genuinely a hero of mine. And I had the unique displeasure of watching them try and verbally back one of these men into a corner and start attacking them as if they're a part of the problem when they weren't around violating women and doing all these things. They weren't the one attacking women. Sure, they may have been more immature. God forbid you're somebody that is literally in their 20s and you're not fully mature yet. It's like, God forbid he could have acted a bit better. Sure, all of us could have, but he wasn't. He did not step across these very thick lines that many people have stepped across. But yet, instead of working with this individual to try and make things better, they decided that they were going to publicly attack them and try and back them into a corner, asking questions like, do you believe you have been an ally? Do you believe you've been a good example? And all this stuff. And it's like, he's obviously trying to right now. I just want to say this about a particular American organization. Something happened to someone that came to an event where they got separated from their friends they knew in the scene. They were, in the dark area of the venue, because it's a venue and a lot of areas inside of them are dark. And they were violated sexually in the venue and no one saw. I notified you by email. There was an announcement for like 10 seconds. I think. I don't even think the announcement happened at that champs. I think the announcement happened at the next champs. But I think there's only one announcement at most made, which could have honestly been made not even at that champs. but at the next champs, and that was all that was done. As far as I know, and I could be wrong, I know I didn't see any. There was no volunteer security. There was no designated people that were publicly announced and pointed out to, hey, if you see something, go to these people. If something's going on. If you're uncomfortable, go to these people. Nothing. There's nothing. But yet, I see you as a prominent female American beatboxer who helped organize that exact same event. You helped organize that exact same event. And you're coming at this guy's neck in a chat on a live stream as if he's part of the problem. So let me ask you, do you feel like you've set an example? Do you feel like you're doing enough for women? Do you? Do you? I don't know. So how about we help each other and try and figure out solutions instead of being like petty children in the comment section of a chat? Instead of trying to call out people and box them in the corners for no reason. That won't help anyone. If you actually want to help people, get your ego out of the way first. But that's disappointing. And if you watch this, that particular American female, you know I love you. You know I look up to you, but I'm disappointed in you because that was pathetic. That was pathetic. Your OG would be disappointed in you. And if you don't agree with me, then oh well. Your OG would want you to talk to him privately if he felt like he had a problem. If he felt like this individual was worth challenging like that and maybe has something and you had some valid reason to press them like you did in that public forum, if you knew them for as long as I know you've known them and you love them as much as you've said you love them, you contact them privately. You are both leaders in our scene. You do not roll up and start making a show in the chat of a live stream to try to crucify them. You handle that in the DMs. Why is it that those of us that are younger than you are trying to do that exact same thing, have those hard conversations in the DMs and privately with an individual from our own group who's only 19 years old? But you're in your 20s. Grow up and act like it. You are a leader in this scene. All of you are. I don't want to see any of you bickering in a chat on a live stream ever again. You're adults. And if you're going to act like you're going to be taking part in leading any part of this American scene, you had better act like it. Because whether you realize it or not, those of us that are coming up are about to snatch crowns off of all of y'all heads. Because it seems like we can't trust any of you. So better wake up and act like it. Because we're done. We watched what happened when we trusted Swiss for years. I'm not going to name drop some of these North American-based organizations, but there's one in particular I'm thinking about right now. If you think we're going to blindly trust you, you're dead wrong. If you think we're going to expect you to do what you should be doing within this scene and operating properly within this scene, we don't trust you. Not because you haven't proven it, but especially some of the actions that have happened at certain points in times, there's a good reason why a lot of people don't. You know? We expect better. You just do. And don't be in my DMs asking all kinds of questions, because I'm going to end up blocking y'all, because it's none of your business. I'm saying this publicly because people need to hear it. but I'm not going to be spreading around the dirty laundry of other people in this community when I'm trying to work with them to build something better. That I'm not going to do. I do not. My fan base, this is for me and my fan base. We are not going to tolerate senseless attacking of individuals that are trying to help. We're not going to tolerate that. We're not going to tolerate victim blaming. We're not going to tolerate man shaming and, man hating. That has definitely happened. We're not going to tolerate people bullying survivors, male or female. We're not going to tolerate any kind of discriminatory actions towards anyone. I don't care. The rules, when it comes to me and mine, is be cool, be respectful, and I'll be cool and respectful to you. I don't care if you purple, blue, identify as a fish. I don't care, bro. I don't care. I've had gay friends, trans friends, whatever, throughout my entire life. What made them friends to me? The fact that they were real. The fact that I could trust them. Is this Beatbox family a lie? I don't know. A lot of us want to believe it's not a lie. A lot of us want to believe that during this time, families can have honest conversations, have the hard conversations, and grow through them, and not act like petty children on a live stream. So if we're family, act like it. If you want this scene to grow, act like it. If you want it to heal, act like it. That doesn't mean you crucify someone because they disagree with you. You do the hard work of thinking, does this person want the same thing I want? Do they want the best for their fellow man like I do? Okay, if they disagree with me on this one thing, they're not scum. We just disagree. If we can't have civil disagreements and open discussions, we're not a family. If we can't disagree and move on, we're not family. If we can't talk about our issues and try and work towards making things better as a whole, we're not a family. So time will tell. Time will tell. But this is to my generation of beatboxers now, and this is what I'm going to end on. And before I get to that, actually, I want to just say, those of us that came before me in the American scene, I love you. And I don't want you to think that I'm attacking you, but I am holding you to a higher standard. This is sacred. Not just our art form, but you have to realize the land we inhabit is sacred to this art form. We don't come from the US and then start treating our art form like trash and the people that are in it like trash. We don't start taking advantage of them in more than just physical or sexual ways. Yeah, I said it. I'm talking business. I'm talking financially. I'm talking as a human being. We don't take advantage of people. Not here in America. We don't do that. And those of you that are doing it and have done it, I'm looking at you. And that includes the business and financial stuff. Cut it out. To my generation. You know what's up. We grew up online. We saw the creeps. Some of you, I'm probably looking at it through this camera, probably are the creeps. Unfortunately. And at the end of the day, hopefully we love this art form the same. I'm not talking to the creeps here. You can get out. You can go find help. You can go somewhere else. But to those of us that aren't creeps, and we want beatboxing to grow and we love this art form, we only really have two things to do. It's really simple. Number one, is learn practical skills that can be brought to this scene, to the benefit of this scene, to help this scene grow. Because we do not know who we can trust. And if you know what you've done, you know what your intentions are. Just like I know what I've done and what I haven't done, what my intentions are and what my intentions aren't. Those of us that know, those of us that are looking at ourselves in the mirror, trying to work through our issues so we don't end up victimizing other people because we were victimized. First thing you gotta do, learn some practical skills that you can give back to this community with to help it grow and help it thrive. And two, as well as offering those services. And two, get better. I have already started thinking and executing my beatboxing so differently, despite how exhausting these last few days have been, because it hurts me to my bones that I've lost to some of these predators in battles, whether it be live or online. I refuse. They don't deserve any kind of title, any kind of battle victory, any kind of prize money. Let's break these fools. Let's get so good. Let's get so good. These predators that people hype up now are going to be obsolete. And that the predators that are going to be coming up can't even get a battle win. They ain't going to be no more crowns. And I talk about snatching crowns off of niggas' heads. They ain't going to be no more crowns. We ain't snatching them and putting on our own head. Man, if y'all haven't listened to some J. Cole, go listen to some J. Cole, because ain't gonna be no more kings. We taking that crown, we putting that joint in the dirt. We're letting the crown rest with our OGs. There ain't no crowns anymore. We have let the idolization of beatboxers turn a blind eye to the very fact that they are depraved human beings that will stoop to low levels, just like every single one of us are capable of doing. So let's do it. Let's knock off every crown. Let's make every single former champion, even those as far as we know, are cool. Let's make them obsolete too. Not because of a shot at them. If they can keep up, get in the gym. But at the end of the day, we need to wipe the slate clean. This next generation, we have to be producing beatboxers and artists that are executing at such a high level that however this thing that's going on through the scene right now ends up destabilizing the scene, whoever disappears and everything like that, there's no quality of art lost. If anything, it's improved. And this isn't just to my generation in America. This is my generation all over the world. We're going to run things in a few years. We're going to run things in a few years. So if we're not grinding, not just our beatboxing, but on a personal level, if we're not trying to heal through our issues and grow daily and do the hard work to do so, what's the point of even being in our community? What are you going to do? Just grind to get good, but then not work on yourself so you can be another toxic champion? Now, I don't want anyone to even enter a battle at this point if they aren't trying to work on themselves. If you haven't had one hard conversation with yourself about a toxic behavior trait that you have, or something about you that you know needs to change, don't pick up the mic. Win that battle before you try and battle anybody else. Because don't step on the stage against me, because I'm going to break you. I'm done. Some of my closest friends in this scene, if we come across each other live, I'm not your friend till that battle's over. And I don't want you to treat me as your friend either. Iron has to sharpen iron. If we don't come crazy, if we don't level this art form up to a level that's so high at those creeps that wish they could be a part of it. I want them sobbing in a corner because I knew they could never do it like us. They'll never be a part of what we're creating. So make me better when I battle you. I will make you better when I battle you. Hold each other accountable so we can be made better people in general. If you want to protect one another, hold one another accountable, be a part of solutions, not just by calling out things that you see, and sure, that's good. But what can you genuinely do if you know that there's an event coming up? See what you can do. Want to volunteer for security? Wear a bright orange shirt or something so people know that they can come to you if something weird happens, and you can go to the event organizers and get things situated and squashed right in and there. Please do that. With that being said, let's do better. Let's do better.